Hello everyone and welcome to AboutGhost. Hope
all is peachy. Yeah.
in this video I will sum up the whole ghost lore from the birth of Sister Imperator to chapter 21. Stay until the end to find who is the person who sent Judith and is responsible for Sister Imperator's death. Now buckle up because we are jumping on the roller coaster. Our story starts in 1953, Hartford, Connecticut, USA. Not as Papa Nihil says.
Bloodline has not been broken for 9 millennium. My father was Papa. His father. His father's father. His father's father's father. His father's 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 father.
But maybe tribal frenzy will find a way to justify this, we'll see. Anyway, back to the lab. It's August 1953. A young Sister Imperator lives the American dream. A loving home, kind parents and a devoutly religious father. But her father is soon manipulated by a new reverend with sinister intentions. Not only does the reverend seek power within the church, he also aims to dismantle the Imperator family. Sister's mother urges her husband to play along, but he resists, refusing to allow corruption into their lives. Their defiance leads to his murder at the hands of the reverend in the very church he served. Sister Imperator witnesses the murder and pleads with her mother to expose the truth. Her cries go ignored. Mrs. Smith, 1953, branded a troublesome child, Sister watches helplessly as the Reverend becomes her stepfather and takes control of the household. He bans sacrilegious holidays like Halloween and imposes physical punishments on anyone who disobeys. Sister fights to protect her younger twin sister from his cruelty. October 31, 1953. Caught celebrating Halloween in costume with her twin siblings, the Reverend viciously beats them. He murders the twins with a miniature model of the local church right in front of Sister, who is powerless to stop it. The anger and fire that will one day create Ghost starts to grow in the shadows. It's November the 1st, 1953. The Reverend deceives the authorities, framing Sister as unstable and possibly responsible for her sister's disappearance. Her mother, now under the Reverend's control, supports his lie. Sister realizes she is truly alone. Late 1950. Wandering America. As she grows older, Sister survives by drifting across the US, barely scraping by. Haunted and suicidal, she eventually stows away on a ship bound for Europe, likely Sweden. There she joins a circus and meets Marika, who treats her like family. However, visions of her murdered sister continue to torment her. It's 1960, Eastern Europe. Sister does menial work in the circus, but hungers for something more. She meets a young man, Marika's brother, implied to be a young Papa Nihil. Their teasing banter sparks the beginning of a romance. Marika warns Sister that someone has been watching her, possibly someone connected to her stepfather. The human cannonball act goes awry, and Sister is asked to step in. She soars through the air and sticks the landing, proving her strength and earning the name the Cannonball Girl. She channels her rage into her daring act. Now, months later, the circus tent is set ablaze by an arsonist. Amid the chaos, Sister finds a cross marked with the word manifest, a clear message from her stepfather. He has found her again. Marika and Nihil's father dies in the fire. Sister convinces Nihil to return to America with her. And now we move to America, 1964, Washington, D.C. Sister and Nihil begin to settle down. One day, Nihil brings home tickets to a concert hosted by the Manifest Church, now run by her stepfather. Terrified, Sister breaks off the relationship, unwilling to endanger Nihil. She hasn't told him the full truth. She bears the guilt of her family's deaths and burns with a desire for revenge. Then we move to 1964 again. Hartford, Connecticut. Sister infiltrates the Manifest Church and finds a new young woman, her new sister, about to be abused by the Reverend and his accomplice. Sister kills the accomplice with an umbrella and urges the girl to do whatever she wants with her life and escape. Then we move to 1969. In issue 3 of the Sister Imperator comic series, we get a major reveal. Most importantly, how the band Ghost was formed. The issue shows the true events behind the Dance Macabre music video. Nihil shows up at a party with another man who turns out to be Sister's real target. He is killed and Nihil and Sister reconnect. Sister thanks Nihil and reveals she needs more help. She came up with the idea for the band. using her circus experience and love of music to create something powerful. Nihil becomes the first Papa. Ghost performs, while Sister uses the band to secretly punish corrupt people hiding behind religion. Their relationship strains, he lies about other women, she hides her vigilante actions. She says the band's purpose was to offer freedom and joy outside the false promises of the church. Eventually, she leaves him a letter, ending the relationship and the band. When she returns, he's gone and she's pregnant. She keeps the pregnancy secret, has twins, but struggles to raise them. Her dead sister's ghosts guide her back to a circus run by Nihil's sister, Mika. Sister leaves the twins, Copy and Papa V, with Mika. The issue ends with Sister continuing her vigilante path. It also hints Sister may have created the clergy herself, meaning Nihil could have been the first Papa in the bloodline. We'll have to wait for the final issue to see more, where we have the teaser which says, finally, freed of her emotional attachments, Sister Imperator moves to take the ultimate vengeance on the man who sent her down the dark path of her life. But the path to the victory has a few twists yet in store for her as the first chapter of her story comes to a close. So we're yet to find out what will happen there. Let's move on to the late 1960s. Sister is about to kill her stepfather when the police intervene. She is arrested and interrogated, recounting her past and the events that led to this moment. Now we can move on to the 7 Inches of Satanic Panic, the album that Papa Nihil released, and give some more background about it. In this era, Papa Nihil released 3 songs. First we knew just about Kiss the Go-Goat and Mary on a Cross, and then they released The Future is a Foreign Land, which was a hidden track for a long time. But now, Kiss the Go-Goat, it's a special one because it was the first one that imagined Ghost as a band active in 1969.
What's the fascination?
The song expands Ghost mythos, showing their satanic influence has supposedly spanned decades. Ghost plays at the Whiskey A Go-Go. Sister burns a woman with a cigarette, possibly due to pregnancy and jealousy. Nihil kisses 2 fans during the performance. Sister storms out. Then we have Mary on a Cross, which is a song about Nihil's love for Sister, but also about Mary Gore and weed and Mary Magdalene and probably more. And The Future is a Foreign Land, as I said, it's a song about hope amidst chaos, a message of enduring love and forgiveness. It is basically Nihil's way of saying, look, I'm sorry, let's love each other while we still can. Fun fact is that now in Skeletor 2025 they sing 2034 instead of 2024. About the character of Papa Nihil, we know that even though he's promiscuous, Sister Imperator remained his one true love. Now, after 1969, we have the silence. The clergy goes silent, there is no music, no contact.
You're asking yourself, why would the band remain inactive for so long only to fully manifest at the dawn of the new user-controlled internet? I'd say you've answered your own question. Evidence supports the notion that Ghost needed to wait to spread their teachings, to convert and gather new followers until such times the proliferation of information was fully democratized.
Then we jump to 2006, the revival of Ghost. Papa Emeritus 1, Primo Emeritus, restarts Ghost. They have their first demo song, Stand By Him, and in March 2010, the demos are released on MySpace. October 18, 2010, Opus Eponymous is released, the full album. Then we also get the first cover, Here Comes the Sun, the Beatles song. The band kidnaps a journalist and shows him what Ghost is all about. Actually, that's a very cool story. If you haven't heard about it, check out the interview. I also have it in my channel. Yeah, so we move to 2012, 2013 when we get introduced to Papa Emeritus II, Secondo. He premieres in Sweden on Primo's last concert. He passes the mic to his brother and we see 2 papas on one stage. We learn about Secondo also from Papaganda 1 and 2. Those are small, documentaries on him. He was a wild man. He released Infestissumam, The Birth of the Antichrist, and what that means to the world. And also he does the If You Have Ghost cover compilation. Really good one. Sister makes a few episodes and chapters about how the clergy is slacking and they need a new Papa to reach higher levels. 2015-2016, Papa Emeritus 3 is introduced. He releases the album Meliora, humanity's godless pursuit of meaning and the result of their obedience to the Antichrist. Also the small album Pope Star follows. There's thus also unique live acoustic sessions with his mighty yellow kazoo. Live concert is done also, an album is done called Ceremony and Devotion. We move to September 30, 2017. Papa Nihil returns. Terzo is removed from power with performance by the clergy agents. Nihil appears after 48 years and declares, "The party is over, the Middle Ages have begun. He is too frail to lead, and the successor must be chosen." Nihil starts doing miasma saxophone solos from then on. And we move to 2018-2020. Cardinal Copia becomes Papa 4. Copia, Nihil Imperator's secret son, becomes the frontman. Former papas are embalmed and taken on tour as relics. Prequel album is released in 2018, where the theme is the plague and survival. Papa Nihil dies in 2020 and he becomes a ghost. Copia ascends. Mr. Psoterian is introduced as a character. He seems to be a mentor figure to Cardi and a high-ranking clergy member. The man knows Kung Fu. We also hear about the Old One, who calls Sister one day and is yet to be revealed. It could be Perpetua, but there might be more to this. Cardi also does some acoustic sessions. And then we move to 2022-2023, the Impera era. Impera is released. The album revolves around the idea of the rise and fall of empires.
That's my stuff. That's me. That's me.
At the Kia Forum, Copia contemplates mortality and his last show. He is afraid, anxious and restless. He carries out his last show successfully and manages to be in the moment, thanks to a small bonding moment with Nihil. In the end, he is happy and gets ready to escape with a balloon, but Sister Imperator dies. Through the narrative segments, Copia is facing the end of his cycle, and he grapples with themes of endings, change and self-discovery. This culminates in a powerful speech where he acknowledges that everything that starts has an end, encouraging the audience to live fully in here and now, a message that deeply resonates with fans struggling with fear, grief or anxiety. The film closes on a bittersweet but triumphant note, celebrating the band's legacy. Sister joins Nihil and the twins as a ghost. Copia becomes Frater Imperator, head of the clergy, and the new guy is coming, but the door is broken. We move to 2024-2025. Papa V ascends. Papa V, Perpetua and his new ghouls are revealed in satanized video. V's coming campaign launched. Skeletor is released April 25, 2025. And Judith arrives in the ministry, wearing a straight-up Christian cross, plus she wears the crucifix on the wrong side. Marika shows up again and introduces Judith. Since Judith's arrival, a lot starts to happen in the shadows. Social media mistakes, incorrectly spelled names of the crew that work directly with Copia, like in Lacrima end credits, a sign saying V is number 1. In my video about chapter 20, I also point out that the biblical character of Judith is known for infiltrating the enemy organization and bringing chaos to it from within. Those seem to be fueling tensions between V and C, and many of us are wondering what will happen. I think it's a really smart way to get fans to be even more engaged and involved, by introducing a character that threatens the clergy. In fact, we have a serious clue who is the one who sent Judith and told her to do everything she has done and is about to do. He is the mastermind behind this and is the one responsible for the death of Sister Imperator, Nihil and the other 3 papas. His name? Tobias Forge. Haha, gotcha! Anyway, chapter 21 shows a conversation between C and Psoterian, where Psoterian praises V and C gets angry that he copies him. They discuss a meeting between the 2 brothers in December 2026. Meanwhile, the tour supposedly goes on and maybe we get a new album. Who knows? Here are some theories. Anyway, this is where we are right here, right now. Where do you think this is all going? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's discuss. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate you all. And subscribe to About Ghost for more ghost content. The channel is a goldmine. Have a blast.